Let me know when you guys see it on your end.
Yep.
I think it's good.
We're live.
Okay. Always on my end. Awesome, awesome. Welcome, guys, to another Monday here in Operation 11 Charlie. Very grateful for you to be hanging out with us. Today we have special guest. We got Desmond Mooney. Welcome, Des.
Thank you for having me again, guys. Thank you very much. Honored to be back.
Awesome. An honor to have you, brother. An honor to have you here. Then we're gonna be a lot of stuff that we had to talk about this weekend, guys. The organization was very active. We are very grateful here about that. So can't wait to talk to the boys here. So let me see. Dan, welcome in, brother.
Good to be here.
I'm not gonna ask you right now how was your weekend because you already know we're gonna talk about that event in a minute. So I'm gonna skip Joseph and Dan for last. So then we're gonna start talking about that event. The guys did an amazing job there in the Pomona Super Show in California. With Angie, Ross, Dan, Joseph, and his wife, all the family. So it was awesome, awesome stuff. Joe, how was your weekend, man?
It's pretty good. Did a lot of traveling, went up north, visit family, and got to new Mojave Grom. And good.
I saw the picture. So you say the race is on then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to say I rated enough. I'm slightly disappointed in it compared to the Typhon. The Typhon has a little bit more ability to it, but
more kick. Okay.
It's more track specific. How about that?
Yes.
But I ended up picking up a body for my son for his Traxxas. I got the Ford Raptor Proline.
Nice. Awesome.
And, had some issues getting it painted today, but I struggled through it and got it done, and
Awesome.
just hanging out, really enjoying family.
Good stuff, brother. Let me see here real quick. We got Jeff in the house, Angie in the house, Russ, Moon over Miami, welcome in. I see Radioactive Dwayne, welcome in, my brother. 907 Arctic, welcome in, brother. Good to have you. Larry, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I appreciate you guys. Josh, how was your weekend, bro? Were you up there with Joe? Oh, you were somewhere.
I was with Dennis because Dennis came down to finally get his burger for his birthday.
Oh.
We did some crawling, we did some eating squash burgers, and then working on stuff in the garage.
Oh, sweet. Oh, it's true. Last Monday he said he was gonna bring his boot, his suit, he was gonna get his hand dirty. Was that true? Did it happen?
It did.
Pictures?
I didn't bring my boots, but I got dirty.
If we don't have pictures, it didn't happen. Pablo, welcome in.
Pictures, I don't know.
Yeah, Rob Gunny, welcome in, my brother. Welcome in, man. Let me see here. Remove from spotlight. Oh man. So I guess I cannot ask Dennis, how was your weekend? Because you guys were together or what? It was a different experience for you, bro.
You can ask him if he says it was not fun, that's his fault.
Okay, so how was your weekend, Dennis?
Fun-filled.
Okay, awesome. That's it?
Oh, when I got home, I was in a coma.
Oh Lord, all that food that you ate?
No, it wasn't bad. The Squatch burger, onion petals.
Is that the
Fried
one that is that
mushroom.
bigger? That burger is the size of a plate? That's the one you talk about, Josh, before somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Yeah, coleslaw, pulled pork, a burger patty, barbecue.
Gee, sweet, man.
Did you get the spicy one?
Yes, sir.
Let's stop talking about that.
I was gonna say somebody's on a diet. We can't.
I'm hungry
I'm
again.
on a diet, bro. Look at it. I'm salami and cheddar cheese, homie. Now let's change the subject.
I got a bag of pork rinds for you.
Joseph was eating earlier.
I'm hungry again.
A big ass burrito. A real one, right, Joseph?
That's
Not
right.
not Taco Bell, not who was the other one that Dennis said was the other one?
Chipotle.
No, no.
Chipotle. No.
He said I'm eating the real thing, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Jess, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was quiet. Hung out with
Awesome.
the kids this weekend. But last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
I got to drive a Gila.
What? No.
Yeah.
Do you crashed it?
I didn't crash it. No, I went out with Matt and Jeremy.
The wheels are already falling off of it. I gotta fix it
Nope.
already.
Oh, nice, brother.
But I like it. It's fun.
Awesome,
And I
awesome.
did a little practicing with my class 2 for Super Shafty, not this weekend, but next
Mhm.
weekend spring shootout that I'll be at.
Okay. Sweet, sweet. That's awesome, awesome. And we're getting ready we got a few events coming up. Peter, welcome in, my brother. We got a few of our veterans here. Light NRC, welcome in, welcome in. Say everybody, hello, hello to all. We love our soldiers and vets. Keep it up, cool, all the way, baby. Awesome, awesome. Matt, how was your weekend, brother?
It was
Oh,
good.
for
The
that-
rain finally stopped East Coast. We've been getting railed with rain. But yeah, just went out and maybe burned some batteries that were needed to go. But ran some RC cars.
So do you know why it's raining on your side, right? They're trying to fill up all those lakes, all those water holes that you go and run them
See all
boats.
those boats?
Yeah.
No, that'll be. I might have to go for Easter breakfast, and I think it's like 5 hours away to pick up for my family Sunday morning. So might have to take a boat out.
Yes, yes. Sweet, sweet. Can't wait, can't wait. Talking about boats, we're gonna show some pictures, stuff like Peter. You guys know Peter. It's one of our veterans. You guys met them. I met him, right? Peter is about to retire. We gotta say congratulations, Peter, on that retirement. So he's awake. Right now, he should be asleep because he wakes early. USPS,
Oh, he's
working
one of
early.
us.
Yeah, he's one of yours. He's one of
Wake
yours.
up early and still behind.
And it's still,
At least you said what? You said he's getting ready to retire?
yeah, he's about to retire at the end of
Good
this
for
month.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congrats to him.
Run.
For
Good for him.
Yes, fellow veteran, one of our members here, hybrid Navy Army vet. We call him hybrid. So yeah, he should be asleep right now. He's past his bedtime. Rick's RC crawlers, welcome in. Bobby Mac, welcome in, guys. Appreciate you very much, man. That's awesome, awesome stuff. So let me show real quick some stuff here, guys. This past weekend we were very busy, very grateful for we cannot do this. I don't know how many times we expressed this. We cannot do this without our sponsors and supporters, right? So it was a very busy weekend for O11C and past week also. Let me try to I had the pictures here for that. So this past Friday, I believe. Yes, Friday. We had the monthly O11C outing with the VA hospital here in Brevard County, a mental health PTSD rehab program, traumatic brain injury department, all that stuff. So very grateful for that. Let me put all this stuff to share. So now our outings, thanks to Matt, right? It's his Matt's fault. So now they're getting longer. Instead of an hour, we're doing an hour and a half because we are glad now we add boats to it, right? So our guys, we're going trailing. So I'm gonna be showing the trailing pics of those stuff. Don't mind that, dude. So we went on trailing. Shout out to all our veterans. Jay always leading those trails and the weekend part when we go there to some of our veterans there. The psychiatrists, the social worker, and the doctors that go present with us there. We had some other veterans that we cannot show there. But it was an amazing time. Our guys enjoyed the outing, nice weather, talking to amongst the veterans and family members that were there. Also, this is a new area they did here for the first responders. I was very happy to see Mario. Some of you guys know Mario, so as Mario was there with us, so This is a new area they did for all the branches out there. So we had an amazing time. That's Mr. Charlie going on the trail. So it was awesome stuff out there. We had an amazing time like always. So also let me show some of the other pics. That was we'll be posting this pics sometime this week. Let me show the other ones. Again, we have been very busy. A lot of posts that we have been doing on social media. And you guys want to keep in touch with O11C is doing. So this is the way you follow us on social media. Let me see here. So the same day, right? We went out maybe 35 minutes. We did the trail. And then we went boating. I think we stayed there almost an hour. So it's an hour and 40 actually for an hour, 1 hour class there. So we got some of our veterans there helping out. Amazing getting ready, batteries, all that stuff for the water with the jet stream. So there we got one of the social workers, some of the veterans, and family members are behind the scenes. I don't know don't mind that dude there with the cane there. I don't know. And amazing stuff. They enjoy it very much, man. Thank you for being,
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's still in, would you call it trial mode still? But I mean,
Yeah.
when you called me earlier in the week, you
Yeah.
said they requested for the boats to come back.
Yeah. Yes.
And right there shows like hey, they enjoy it. It's releasing that mind, what you're going
Yeah.
through in life is what they're doing.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. So
And shout out to Jay. I saw Jay in there. I know he's your right-hand guy in the RC part of it.
yes.
I know he brings the tugboat and he's got his hands in on the boats helping you guys down there.
Jay, Charlie, just amazing guys. We had an amazing crew here in operation all over the states, right? You guys, Jess, and all the guys here, the panel behind the scenes. But Jess always, Jay, man, always leading those. He knows those trails like the back of his hand,
Good,
and
good.
he works that day, so he comes before that. Hey,
Mhm.
I'll be there. I'll be every outing that we have with the VA hospital and the mental health department. He's always there for us. Patient, all the guys patient, and everything that they do with our guys, man. So a lot of us are not as mobile, right? And that's why another thing we incorporated the boats because of that. We don't have to wait. So the guys don't walk or the guys in wheelchairs and with the canes, all that stuff, they could sit in one spot. Let's do the boating, we be there for you guys. So uh let me see here another stuff that we are going to be showing, and then we'll want to talk to Dan and Joseph. They did an amazing job, like always, man. I'm proud of you guys. Actually, this is your first event that Joseph, this big of event, right? That you guys were there in charge of everything, Joseph, right?
Yeah. We've gone to smaller things. We did the reefs a couple times, but the bigger event that we did together.
Yes. So it was an awesome event here. Oh, also, let me show this so we could go. We're gonna be talking about a little bit about the uh that event. Let me show here real quick before we go to those pics. The outing here. Also, our Alabama, Georgia, Fort Benning area chapter was busy. Also, was doing an outing this past week in Flat Rock. There, Flat Rock, an amazing time there. Larry and the boys, Mr. Larry, he was here on the chat. They went out with some veterans and family members out there. They were having a beautiful location down there in Flat Rock. I love to go Fort Benning. That was my first duty station pool. Love Fort Benning. So that's awesome place there. Locate. I wish we had back in the early 90s. I know about this. Never had a hobby before. You guys know that. So it was crazy. Look at all this stuff, man. Awesome location. Shout out to our Fort Mitchell, Fort Benning chapter there, Mr. Larry and the boys there. Amazing job like always, man. Also we had, feel free guys to jump in if I forget something here. Some of the pics, I know Angie sent me tons of pics here, right, that I'm trying to open, but some reason I cannot open them. But I'm gonna go by the ones that we'll be posting most of those stuff here. Let me see here. So Joseph and Dan can talk a little bit. So how was this weekend? How was that event this weekend, Joseph and Dan?
Go ahead, Dan.
It was very windy. There's a couple tents that kind of flew, but besides that, there were a good amount of people. We saw planes flying, planes crashing, RC planes. A lot of people who came as well were veterans, and they're actually interested. And since we're pretty small here in California, as a organization, we would like to expand. So you might be talking to some people to help expand, California. We had merchandise, bottles, raffle.
T-shirts.
T-shirts, keychains, and we were with talking with RC Gravity. We were with them, judging a contest for show and shine, pretty much whatever we think is the best one, and we decide, and then they win.
Bro, I'm loving those T-shirts, bro. Look at them T-shirts, man. They look awesome, man. Look at Nicholas there. Look all professional and stuff.
Our little
Look
mascot.
Look at Nicholas there, man. That's awesome. Look at Ross there. Good stuff. I say, hold on a second. Ross got his hair? What?
He did.
What? That's a different Ross, man. Mike, that's awesome. Awesome. Look at we don't know who this dude is right here.
That's a show and shine judge right there.
Is that get it right? Get it right.
How much money did you get paid?
That's what I said. Slip 100 under the car.
That's scaled, right? 100 scaled.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome stuff, man. So how was the weekend? I know, again, guys, amazing job. Very proud of you. Joseph, Dan, Angie, and Russ, everybody, and everybody that was involved in this weekend and helping out. You guys did an amazing job. So how was that? And what was it? People don't know about this event. What is this event all about, Joseph?
So this event is the RC Super Show. It happens once a year. It's actually a part of the Overland Expo for Southern California. So if you bought a ticket to either Overland Expo or Super Show, you can go to either thing. It's a 2-day event from 10 to 5 p.m. And it's just kind of like this big, like what it says, it's a festival where you just RC stuff, car stuff going on all around you, music playing, vendors everywhere. Everybody was having a good time. If you go to some of those pictures, you could see some of the dirt in the background. People were bashing. There was like a little race course. There was a drag racing as well. Again, the airplanes were flying, crashing, everything. It was a good time. It was a really, really good time. And then we did the show and shine. Shout out to Andrew at Team Reckless and Jora. There was a lot of vendors that came and just donated, like, here for the show and shine. Here you go for your guys' raffle. A lot of support. We got to meet like Dan said, we got to meet a lot of Southern California veterans that are interested in the program. A good turnout. Everybody that came through, big old smile on their face. You could tell everybody was having a great time.
Also, you guys had a raffle. Let me see real quick.
Yes.
So talk about that truck.
Oh yeah, shout out to Sen Racing is who donated that truck.
Yeah. Yes. Let me get that. I want to show that. I thought I.
What model was it, Joseph?
I honestly I don't remember.
It was one of the monster trucks, right?
Yes.
Yes. Let me email this so you guys can see there real quick.
So the bundle that we gave, it was like a monster truck. We had a servo in there. There was some T-shirts, hats, all kinds of tools, everything somebody could need to get started.
And the young man, right? How was that when you guys did that raffle? How was that, brother?
So this raffle, you didn't need to be present to when we were either gonna ship it to whoever or just hand deliver it to whoever was, lived closer to us. Luckily, when the show was over, we called we didn't know who it was, but we called this man to tell him what he won. He happened to be down the street at the McDonald's still eating lunch, but I called him like, hey, I can't remember his name. Hey, sir, you won the thing? And he's like, are you kidding me? He started screaming in the middle of McDonald's. Is this real? Are you pranking me? We were very excited.
I love it. Right here.
This is him right here.
Yes.
Yeah, super excited. Couldn't believe that he won. Do you want to zoom in? Honestly, I'm not good with all the different models, but I don't know if you can.
Control plus.
Oh, well, you see this? You see, that's why I need control.
Our IT guy.
Hold on. Let me see. I can see a plus. No.
No, there was a zoom thing. If you hover over the picture
There on
underneath
the
it.
bottom.
Oh, that's why, because it's the chat is here. That's why I cannot see it. Ooh, right here.
There it is. So I guess it's a B50, but it's from Sin Racing. And then he has a little goodies bag there that, with a bunch of stuff as well.
Nice
That's
score.
awesome.
Good
Awesome.
turnout. We asked him how many tickets did you buy? He just bought his 5 tickets, $20 worth, and that was it.
So
Awesome.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. Also, amazing job, guys. Amazing job. Let me see here. He said, what was awesome, he told us he had money to burn and bought
Yes.
5 tickets. He was so excited. Yeah, as Angie was saying there. Yes, that's awesome. Awesome. First time being at this event. So we can what you call it, we'll be you can expect us there next year. So we're looking forward for that next year, right, Joseph?
Yes.
We can't wait. First time for being there, so we cannot wait for another.
I was gonna say,
Can I add, Javier, that it
Go
was
ahead,
a
brother.
good turnout, good event, good weekend. But for me personally, I think us veterans that were there, part of O11C, we had a good time. It was cool seeing everybody have a good time, but we also had a blast. It was a little bit stressful in the beginning, but once we were settled in, we were having a good time, just enjoying each other's company. I don't think any of us, Dan did, but I don't think any of the rest of us used any of our trucks or anything. We were just hanging out.
Yeah,
And that's what it's all about. Go ahead, Dan.
I bought a Ford Fiesta, which is right there.
He did. So he was looking for that. We were
specifically looking for that.
For the last couple of months.
It's 110, but it's huge. It's not.
It's
it's
like
not
1/8.
It's like 1/8.
Yeah.
All-wheel drive.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nicholas picked one up too.
He did?
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna be running. And you know who has one? I think Lonzo.
Yes.
They has. So we're gonna be running at O11C down there. I guess that's what we're gonna be
rally
doing.
cross.
Rally cross, man. That's what's up.
It was a good time.
Yeah. It's good stuff, brother. So let me see here, guys. So also talking about raffles, we have a raffle going on. We pin it to the top there. Here. So let me show here real quick, guys. So we have a Hillman going on here, guys. So this one is very grateful, guys, that the raffle is going amazing, right? We cannot stress it enough. Thank you so much. So this Hillman right here, we're gonna be closing the raffle on the 21st, guys. So we're close to getting that our goal, right? Very excited. It's moving very well. So we're very close to moving that. So hopefully this week we can get to our goal and for this raffle right here, guys. So we got the green one, guys. So here, so Road to BTC 2025. All right, so we could take we taking some veterans and family members to this location, not just for that, right? The VA outing, all the other stuff that the O11C is part of, right? Taking care of those veterans and the family members as well, man. So and first responders, we cannot forget about first responders here. So what else? Let me see. Angie said, can I also add a year ago, we were also together meeting for one of the first outings with Dan and Joseph. Yes, that is true. So that was yesterday or today, Angie, right? I know you guys post a picture, right? We love Dan, right? It's a different Dan, right? So when we got Dan, I don't know if Dan likes to talk about that, but it's a different Dan when we got Dan for the first time, right?
Yeah, we're shy. Yep.
Yeah. So that's awesome. I know Joseph could talk a little bit more. We don't want to put Dan on the spot, but we love that. We love that some of our veterans come in, right? For becoming part of the organization. That's what it's all about, right? The stuff that we go through, all the stuff, so they can feel comfortable, right? A safe zone for our guys, regardless what we do in O11C event, outings, monthly outings, weekly outings, whatever. We want our guys to feel comfortable, so we could get out of our shelf, in a way. Talking about Mofongo's on the chat. I thought he was listening to us, Lonzo, welcome in, my brother. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Let me see here. Any guys that came in, appreciate you. Wild Bill, welcome in. Checker Pass. Welcome in, anybody. I said check it out. List technical guy responsible for the technical aspect of the show. Yeah. Infantry man here. No, I'm not technical at all, guy. So representing California chapter. That's what's up, man. Awesome. I'm sorry. A California chapter is growing rapidly, so we're very blessed with that. So any else you want to add to it that Joseph on that weekend before we
No,
get
just
started?
very grateful for all the support from everybody. Just getting invited to that, and
Mhm.
all the vendors that were there. Rock Pirates was there, always
Yes.
being super helpful.
Yes, yes.
That's it. Appreciate the support, and we had a blast. I hope everybody else had a blast. It looked like it from everybody that came to the booth. It was all smiles. I know. I saw at one point I saw Dan talking to somebody, I think some Navy vets or something, and I turned and talked to Dan's wife. I'm like, oh, look at this Dan. Have you ever seen him so talkative like this? He's like, no, this is a whole different Dan. I don't know this Dan.
That's what it's all about. It's what this tiny truck does, right? I know Des, we're gonna talk about with Des about all this stuff that Des do, mental health and whatnot. It's so important, man. You don't have to be a veteran, or first responder, right? Anybody can go through that. As us, all the stuff that happened on down range and whatnot in the military career. But it's some of the stuff that help us out. This tiny truck, that's what for us, we take this serious, right? And O11C, again, we are not an RC nonprofit. We are a veterans nonprofit that utilize the RC as a tool, right? This event as a tool for gathering, bringing veterans like Dan, just all our guys. We have a bunch of guys that you don't see even in picture, you don't see in outings because they don't like to be around that many people, right? But they go out to the out and some other stuff. That's what it, and when they come in for the first time in the organization, a year, months afterwards, how they are, the different type of person, and the wife and the family members say, thank you, appreciate. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah,
That's what it's
true.
all about.
Very
Everything that
true.
happens behind the scenes 24/7. It's nonstop. It's nonstop. The guys know for me, I don't stop. It's nonstop, but we're grateful to do this because we're taking care of our brothers and sisters. That's what it's all about in a positive way, right? Adding to it. Joseph can tell you when he came in, right, how he was in that bad spot. And luckily, advertisement. I don't remember how you learn about us, Joseph. How was that, man?
I've always wanted to go to Axial Fest. So I was watching an Axial Fest video from, I don't know, 2022, 2023 from Rock Pirates actually. And they stopped by your booth and I'm like, oh, okay, there's a bunch of veterans that get together and do this. Oh, that's my people there. And I'm also not a very social person. As much as it may seem like I am, I'm not. And so whenever, I meet people that are like-minded and I don't have to explain anything to you guys. I can just drop me in and I fit in. Much easier to get going.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about, my brother. That's what it's all about. And that note, we're gonna go to Desmond, a special guest, man. Desmond, welcome in, my brother. Welcome
Thank
in,
you.
and thank you for
Thanks.
being. It's an honor to have you here, Desmond.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. It's a pleasure.
So the people that don't know about Desmond Mooney, it's a little bit of intro for the people here in the chat and the panel that don't know about you, brother.
Well, so my name's obviously Desmond. I've been in the RC industry as well as being an advocate for RC quite some time. I used to work for Pitbull Tires from 2009 through 2018. Originally, I just started out life with them as a tester, product tester, team manager, and then I became part of the R&D department and worked hands-on with the boss there for quite some time. I was very blessed with that experience. Was responsible for quite a few products with the company. Was afforded the opportunity to travel for the company to represent the brand. I've made many, many, many great friends. All of you pretty much I've met through that opportunity. Been in a scale crawling, bashing. I love the bashing stuff too. I don't have the skills to do the airplanes or helicopters or any of that stuff, but I just recently got my first boat and I'm looking at Matt's rack on the back wall there.
More.
I don't know if I should keep looking at it or not because I really like it. I have this really small little pro boat thing. I got to play with my little pond in my backyard, but
Blue
I've been
rocks at
watching
the
a lot
pond.
more videos about these bigger ones, and I'm getting more. I'm closer to pulling the trigger on something serious one of these days. But
You
yeah,
need the
so I've
big
been
one.
messing around with the trucks for quite some time. You know, full size as well. I'm big into the full size market as well. Like I have two crawlers that are near and dear to me. One 24 carats, a Toyota Tacoma, constantly work in progress, in the process right now of rebuilding the suspension. I think for the second, well, this will be the second time we're doing a suspension on that. But you know, it's just like the tiny trucks, they're always a work in progress. I have another 97 Chevy Silverado that's going to be not ready as soon as I would like, but it's on its way. Been a tattooer now for 30 years. Father, I have 3 wonderful kids. My oldest just turned 32 recently. My son, he's 30. He's a retired Coast Guardsman. He served 8 years with the U.S. Coast Guard. And my youngest, who's 19 and studying abroad in college, she's in Greece currently.
Awesome.
Fortunately, right now, her mother and my ex-wife and my oldest daughter over there visiting with her, keeping her company for a couple of days. I think 2 weeks total they'll be there. So that's been really rad. Excuse me. Let's see, what else? 51, just recently turned, celebrated my 51st birthday last week.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you
Later
very much. Thank you. Father to 2 wonderful dogs as well, Sumi and Poe. And I have a cat named, well, I call him Baby Boy, but his real name's Simon. You'll probably see him do some drive-bys through the course of the program tonight. He doesn't know anything about personal space. He'll just kind of absorb all the free air around you. Other than that, you know, I love hosting events. I like getting my friends together to play tiny trucks whenever we have the opportunity afforded to us. I host a leafer event at my house here. It started out life called the, let me see if I can remember what we used to call it. It was the Full Fall Leaf Classic. And it was just a leafer only, had to be hard body. Then we had sadly, we had a couple years that we missed and then brought it back. Now we call it the Last Leaf Bender. So you got to run metal leaf springs, no composites, no plastics, no comp trucks. Like this is a full true scale event, just, you know, for the purists. We keep it small, you know, usually anywhere from 15 to 25 guys, depending on the weather. And we usually hold it in the fall. Nick and I have been talking about getting back on course with the fairway crawl. Luckily, the place where we've been hosting it, I've been recently returning back to it because we had a bad experience with them, sadly, the last event that we hosted there. They didn't really treat us as well as we would have liked. You know, we bring people from all over the country. We've had as many as 9 states represented there. And the owner, you know, sadly, he didn't really appreciate it as much as we appreciated it. And so I just recently started showing my face back around the establishment. And my first time being back there was probably after about 2 years. He's like, man, I thought you died. So that was probably one of the nicest things you could have said to me, you know. But I've been showing my face back there around, you know, more so recently. And, you know, starting to hopefully warm them back up to the idea of having us back. Because it is something that we all need, you know, including him. He needs it too. He needs the added revenue, and we need the added fun and excitement. It's a really killer course that we have. It's a mini golf course. Yeah, here, speaking of which, there goes my cat again. What you call it? You know, man-made, but it's really awesome. I know Matt and Jesse have both been there. We've had really good turnouts. We had, I think, the smallest amount I think we had there was like 55 for class 1, 2, and 3. But the micros took off there. Like, we've always had a ton of micro crawlers there. The 24 scale guys go crazy there because it's really, I mean, it's sadly I hate admitting it, but I love the micros. I never wanted to like them. I couldn't stand them the first time I saw one, and now I don't even know how many I have. I hate admitting it. I have a problem with the micros. I have hard bodies as well as Lexans, and it's a bad. I'm preaching to the choir at this point. I'm sure all of you know how it is.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the 24 scale, because of those guys putting into work, Joe and Jay, they always did a great job with the 24 scale there. And that's what kind of prompted me getting into it. And then a gentleman by the name of Tristan out here, he has a very cool indoor course at his workshop. And that really catapulted me over the edge with it, because he was hosting weekly comps at his shop during the winter. So we would have a place to go and hang out. But yeah, like I said, we're looking forward to getting back into the fairway crawl.
And I was going to say, Des, just so everybody understands, it's genius. It's a miniature golf course that they rent out, and it's already set up with all the rocks. It's beautiful.
Yeah, all we have to do is come up with new technical lines and, set gates. It's basically it. And I love setting course. That's one of my favorite things to do for the competitions that we host, because I have gone comp crawling, but it's not my main thing. I'm a scale purist. Like, I love the scale crawling. So I like a more technical aspect, tight turns. I'm not trying to defy gravity by any stretch, but I just like doing tight technical courses that stretch out over 20 to 30 gates. That's the other nice thing. Like, we don't just set 10 gates and go. Like, we average 20 to 30 gates per course. So you're driving anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. And we started doing something that I'm still haven't heard anybody else doing. We had tandem runs, for class.
I was just
going
to say, you guys are like the only ones I've heard of doing it.
Yeah, as far as I know, we're still the only ones that have done it. And the tandem runs for class 1 are excellent. They make both teammates drive together. You have to think together. You have to compete together. And
it's randomly picked.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite.
That's the nerve-wracking part.
That's my favorite part. So the first year I got paired up with Fedora Phil. I don't remember his real name, but I've always called him Fedora Phil because he had his fedora on that year.
That was the young boy, right?
Yeah. And we had such a blast. I ran my little Suzuki Samurai. That's like a true tiny truck. It's tiny tires. I think I was running like a 3.8 tall tire. And he had this really cool Unimog that was super scale too. And, we had it's our first time doing it. So I had no idea what I was doing with the tandem run, but we had such a blast. And then the second year I got paired up with Chris Kessler, I think, right? That's his name, Chris, the old man.
Yeah, Fur.
Yeah, Fur, yeah. And we did great, but that's the risk. One year you could get paired up with, another scale purist like Fedora Phil was, because his Mog was loaded out. And I have my little tin Samurai, both just trying to do, scale stuff. And then I come back the following year and I was running an Element Enduro, set up more comp friendly, I guess would be the better way to phrase it. And then I get paired up with Fur, and, we did great. We had an awesome run. I think we placed second or third that year. So I love the tandem thoughts and like trying to, we were talking, Nick and I discussed possibly doing that for all 3 events, like all 3 classes, 1, 2, and 3, just to like really push the envelope and see, how it would work for everybody. I know it would be a deterrent. I'm sure some people who are just like, I'm a lone wolf, I just want to be the one and done, and that's it. I'm sure it would probably shoo a lot of them away, but, it would also give.
But it's what I saw from the first year, because one of our local guys got teamed up with somebody he didn't know. It opened up friendships.
That was the other good thing.
That was the awesome part of it.
Yeah, because you got to sit down and talk and figure out how you're going to drive and your plan of attack. So I like the creativity of it. It added a nice bonus, and plus you could toe strap, you could winch, you could bumper bump them, you could position your truck in such a way to where they could crawl over you to get through a gate if they just. Their bumpers were in the way, or if they had a body that was hanging over and it just couldn't get through an obstacle. So it opened up so many more options and availabilities you know, to be creative and to, you know, make friendships and drive your tiny truck in a different way that you never have before. And the chip draw is always an awesome part of it, because like you said, you don't know who you're getting paired up with. It's a blind draw. And
yeah, I had never met that guy that I was paired up with, and now I see him at multiple events.
Yeah, see, and it worked great, you know, and I'm sure you had a fun time driving.
Oh, I did. I cussed a lot, but yeah, I did.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, that's all part of the event, right? Figure
Exactly.
out what words you can make up.
No glitter for Jess in that
Not
event?
at that one.
Okay, good.
No glitter.
Yeah, so but you know, I love going to events. I've been to Axial Fest. That was a great event. I've heard you guys talk about that a bunch. Axial Fest
Yes.
West was incredible. For my daughter's 10th birthday and Axial's 10th birthday, we had gone out, I believe it was 2015, and it was Stillwell Parker was first running it before his little break, and coming back to it. And man, what an experience that was.
Yeah.
I've yet to have experienced anything similar to that. Like I went to Parker Fest Euro in 2018, I believe that was. That was cool. However, Cisco Grove Campground in California is a whole nother animal. And the way Parker ran the event and had it set up, and the amount of people, oh my God, there had to have been close to 1,000 people that came to participate. I still see the group shot from Friday night's drivers meeting there. And I was with Story and my daughter. And, you know, it's funny because I know where we're at every time I see it, I go directly to it. I'm like, oh, look, there we are. But it was such an experience. The Blue Rocks Campground is another one of my favorite events every year, just because I love the campground itself. The people there are wonderful. They really throw out the red carpet. And the fact that they have kind of designed their campground now around RC crawling.
That's awesome.
Where you could go there, and I forget what they charge me, $5, $7, something like that. And you could go there and crawl all day. You don't have to go and camp there. You could go there when they open in the morning and crawl all day for $5 to $7. But they have a great restaurant there. They have a pool. The creek bed there is exquisite. It's one of my favorite crawling creek beds because it's perfectly scale. They have some deep spots, but for the most part, it's like perfect scale crawling. But again, the experience, the people, your friends are all there. You're cooking out, you're camping. You know, I bring my dog every year. We flop down the creek and she lays in it while we're crawling, and we take pictures. And, you know, it's epic.
Des, you got to come and hang out with us at Problem by the Fire, brother.
Listen, so I was there in 2019.
Yeah.
That place, the Horseshoe Park. Oh my God.
Park. Yes, bro.
Look, amazing time.
Yeah.
The next time I go to California, I'm going to drag 24 carats there because I want to go to Johnson Valley.
Yes.
And run the Hammers, you know, but I don't want to do it during King of the Hammers because I don't know if any of you ever watched the videos that take place at King of the Hammers. Just the chaos.
It's crazy.
I would lose my absolute mind if somebody tried driving over my crawler while I'm on course waiting my turn. If somebody did that, I'd flip out, and it wouldn't be pretty. So I would just prefer to not be there during all of that chaos. And I'd love to go there when there's just other people there doing like-minded things, not trying to get their shit broken or stolen. You know, and that's the other thing. Like I work too hard for my stuff, and I hear nightmares about people getting robbed at night. You know, their campsites get robbed, and you know, products off their trucks get taken and stuff. And God forbid my truck gets stolen. Oh, I don't know what I would do. I have every bit of my heart poured into my Toyota truck right now. And, you know, if somebody did something stupid to it, I'd be upset.
Talking about that Toyota, let me show the pics real quick.
I was going to say, Des, is that roadworthy to go to Blue Rocks?
Yeah, I'll drive it this year.
I'm saying with Hobby coming.
Like, I'm currently in the process of so when I first built the truck, it was leaf sprung.
Right here. Look
this
at this
truck right there, that was the first night we finished getting the 4-link bars and everything dialed in the back. CJ Maurer came over and helped me get the links all centered. There it is, full leaf sprung. pre-exo cage too. I now have a full exo cage. That there will show you more of it.
Bro, XCX6, that's
Yeah,
XCX6.
totally.
That's what I'm saying.
It 100%
XCX6,
is.
man.
But I'd like to say I did it better than Axial.
There you go.
That's my favorite. That's
There
my
you
favorite
go.
thing to say about it, because we did it better than Axial did.
Love it. Love it.
I won't say that I didn't take any design influences from them, but I definitely, the final product's way better. So currently right now, the back half is 4-linked. I have everything for the front 3-link to be done, and it will definitely be done in time for Blue Rocks. And it's funny you even brought it up, Matt, because I have every intentions on driving it there this year.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, just, I mean, people on the video, Des is a big man, bigger than him, but to see this man get in this truck is unbelievable. And you say you're comfortable in it. That's
super. So that's the one thing that I will say. So I went from a standard cab Toyota 2-door, just standard cab, just standard Toyota pickup truck. It was a 93 or 94. Pretty sure it was 94. That one was a lot harder to get in and out of because it was a standard cab.
Okay. Yeah.
This one here being the extra cab, I have tons more leg room. My seats slide all the way back to where I could really stretch out in it if needed. But the truck now, I have a full interior cage. I have race seats by PRP. They're called daily drivers, and they're kind of catered more towards the full-figured fellow like myself. And it enables me to be a lot more comfortable in it, wheeling it, as well as just driving it on the street. Like, it's a way more comfortable ride than my old truck was. This one has a much longer wheelbase as well. My old Toyota, I think at max was 108, 107 wheelbase. And with the 4-link conversion that we just did in the back, I stretched it to 114 currently is where it's sitting. And that's where I'm going to keep it. That seems to be the magic number for the truck performance wise. Excuse me. In the wheeling that I've done with it, I've been to Moab with it a few times. I went out to visit CJ in Vegas a couple of years ago. I didn't get to wheel in Vegas because the jerk blew up his Jeep literally the day before Thanksgiving. I was in transit on my way to visit him, and he texted me, I just blew the motor in my Jeep. And I said, well, why am I coming? He said, well, to see me. And I said, well, I mean, that's part of it, but I was coming so we could go wheel Vegas. Because I've been to Vegas before. An old RC friend of mine, Jim Rowe, he was he was a crawler as well, but he started out racing, I believe, is where he got his in with RC stuff. He hosted a really cool event out at a place called Logandale Trail in Vegas. And it was like a mission-based event to where you had checkpoints where you had to go and perform certain missions. And mandatory hard body, had to be a hard body rig. And it was my first time unveiling my 6x6 with the Walker I-beam conversion that we did to it, all leaf sprung, hard body Korean Unimog personnel carrier with a hand sewn canopy tarp over the back of it, real tree camo. And while we were there, we were defying gravity because, I mean, anybody who's ever wheeled out west with a tiny truck or a full-size truck knows that the traction is ungodly out there. It's ridiculous. Different. Way different than the East Coast,
Oh, yeah.
So, but he hosted a great event. And since that day, when we were there, there was a group of guys that came through with their 1-to-1s. And I was watching them. I followed behind them with my toy truck, just watching them guys crawl around Logandale Trail. Amazing. So I need to go back there for that, and was a little bummed that CJ blew a motor up in his Jeep prior to me getting there. But I ended up making a pit stop in Moab. I got to hang out with a couple people who I actually watch and follow on YouTube. Chuck Converse was out there with his wife, Mason, and they ended up getting an Airbnb. And, CJ was like, look, you should stop in Moab and visit with these guys and go crawling with them because I can't go crawling with you. So I was put in contact with them through CJ, and, shout out to Chuck Converse and his crew. They invited my dog and myself into their home that they had rented for the weekend, celebrate Thanksgiving with them. You know, never meeting each other before a day in our lives. You know, they had a bunch of other families there. I think there was probably at least 10 grown-ups and a handful of young kids there. Bunch of dogs, I think, including Sumi. I think there was 8 or 9 dogs. And, you know, I got to celebrate Thanksgiving with them and celebrate, you know, Chuck's birthday ended up being, I believe, Black Friday that year. I had Sumi riding shotgun, all strapped in. And, you know, what an epic event that was for us to be there, because, you know, we went out and ran Hell's Revenge Trail, and that was the first time I put my Toyota truck on its side. We were on the escalator trail, and I was trying to follow these guys in way more capable rigs than my own. And I dumped it over to the passenger side first. I was able to recover out of it, and I dumped it over to the driver's side. And at that point, I called it quits and waited for the winch to hook up and pull me over. Excuse me. Luckily, my exit cage did exactly what it was designed to do: protected the body, protected me and my dog. We got out of there nice and safe, nice and clean.
Amen.
Just lost a little paint off the tubing, and I broke a door mirror. So I was fortunate enough to order a door mirror. It was home here at my house before we made it back from our trip from Vegas. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it worked out really good. But
Real
yeah,
quick.
so the only thing we have left to do the Toyota now is just do the 3-link in the front and add the new skid plate. So
Okay.
that should probably be done by hopefully end of March, or I'm sorry, May, if not early June. So by the
Sweet.
time Blue Rocks rolls around, we'll be rolling in full force. We'll have the 2 doors back on it, and Soon Dog and I'll roll out, and, you know, yeah, we'll be there to spread laughs and smiles for
Heck
miles
yeah.
with the toy trucks.
Heck yeah, brother. Real quick here, welcome guys. We got some so new people here in the chat. Reefs RC said, Desmond is the man. Hope to see you soon, brother.
Oh, Reef, I love you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. Sanjay in the house. Welcome in, my brother. I know I saw Jeremy Major, Jeremy Kilborn in the house as well. He was saying something. What is it? Blue Rocks is a true favorite down there.
Yeah.
Yes, says, let me see here. Raymond E. Tanner, one of the veterans, says, I have a nice 1982 Toyota TF2 scale truck.
Nice.
Scale
Love
it out.
it.
I know there was
Toyotas are where it's at. I'm sorry. Barbie drives Jeeps. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
I drive a Toyota.
Here, another one.
Yeah, see? Jesse knows what's up too.
Broken down.
I have a
one of
steel
our
one
veterans.
too.
Nice.
One of our veterans here, Jeff Skirkis, says, time to road trip to the Seaport Tattoo Parlor. It's only a few hours drive from Connecticut.
Yeah, listen, my offer still stands. Any of you veterans come through, it's on me. I got nothing but love for the veterans. So any of you guys come through for tattoos?
Most love, brother.
Yeah, it's on me.
I gotta go your way. Let me see here. Checker Pass. I know the J-Man, welcome in, RC. I know Checker Pass had a question. Most importantly, talking about your one-to-one rig, that's most importantly, does a mini replica exist? If not, is it on the works? That's
it
what
is in the works. Yes, yeah. Wes Broswell. He's the one who's responsible for my mini mail Jeep, the LS mail Jeep. He and I have been talking since the first day that I started building 24 carats. It is in the works. The minute the truck is finished with the 3-link, I already have my LS mail Jeep that Wes built. I used my original Origins by Vanquish, sent that to him, and he built the LS mail Jeep on top of that. Basically what I have now is a Phoenix chassis, ready and waiting. It's already built. Everything's together on it. Once my truck is finished, the 3-link is done, the skid plate's done, all that, the Phoenix is getting shipped off to Wes, and he's going to build the body and the tube work and everything.
Awesome.
So I had a local guy here, Brett Davis. He just finished my exo cage on the outer part of the truck. That was a big process to get taken care of. I didn't realize the kind of work it goes into to custom designing a full exo cage for a full-size truck. I've seen it done on many trucks a bunch of times. Brake tubing is way cheaper and way easier to work with than the DOM tubing. But Brett Davis at Davis Metalworks, he crushed it. He absolutely did a killer job on my exo cage. So that was a big undertaking. Now that we have everything done, everything has been documented, pictures ready to go for Wes. So the minute everything's done, and the good thing is Wes already has the molds made for the body. He's already built a first gen Tacoma cab already. So it should be a much quicker process getting this one built versus getting an LS Mail Jeep built, because that was a 101. So he had to build all the molds. And luckily, Timmy, the guy who owned the Mail Jeep, was very open to the idea of us building a scale replica of it. So he gave Wes pretty much the keys to the castle and sent him all the blueprints of the interior roll cage, all the detailed pictures of the dashboard, of the seats, of the back half, the storage bin area. Like, we have everything to a T. So I'll be able to do the same thing because I have the truck here at home. So I'll be able to give Wes whatever pictures he needs. Obviously, he could climb through it whenever he wants to take a look at it, you know, get whatever scale details he needs to make it happen. But it will be happening, and I cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait for it.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Lanius by Tony, welcome in, brother. We miss anybody that came in. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here, man. Sweet.
I was gonna say, Des, so with 11 Charlie, as you know, they used a hobby to open up doors. Being a tattoo artist, I'm sure you've had many men and women in your chairs for hours and hours that open up pain.
Yeah.
You talk.
Yep.
And I know, and recently, last year, you started something in your community.
Yes.
Would
Yes.
you be willing to open up about that? Because it's
I would
awesome.
love to.
Yes.
So it was actually just back. Well, let me start with the reasons for starting it. Mental illness, obviously, we all know is a horrible thing.
Yeah.
100% across the board. Sadly, I lost two friends around the holidays this past, December. Both fighting demons. They both lost their battle, sadly. Going to the celebration of life for one of them, I met one of my friend's fathers for the first time and didn't know it was his father because it was my first time meeting the gentleman. And I tried hugging him, once I found out it was my friend's dad, and he wouldn't accept my hug. Now, those of you who know me, I'm a hugger. I love hugs. 20-second or longer hugs are healers. I give great hugs.
Bruise ribs.
When I know people need it, I give them a 20-second hug. I love giving hugs. But this gentleman, he wouldn't take it. And he then proceeded to tell me, like, man, I didn't see the signs. I didn't see the flags. I was just hanging out with my son before he did it. And the more he talked, the more I realized that, this was kind of the reason why he wasn't available to talk, because he wasn't showing the emotions that he needed as a kid growing up. And it kind of hit home with me because, like, not that I dealt with it, but sadly my uncle had taken his own life when I was a kid. I think I was about 7th grade. So I guess 11, 12 years old, whatever. But my family was the same way. They weren't very affectionate. They didn't really like to talk about emotions. And, as I grew up in that, I never understood why. I couldn't understand why we wouldn't do that. Why wouldn't we talk about things that would make us happy, sad, mad, glad, whatever, down the list. But while I was standing at my friend's services and I'm looking out amongst friends and family that I've known for years, I realized it could have been any one of us there in the position of where our friend was, sadly. And I decided I had to do something about it at that moment. Now I will pause there for a little segment that leads into this. With my daughter moving to Greece for college, so my youngest went off to college, it was hard for me to let go. I'm sure any of you parents in here would relate to this. It was a very hard undertaking to let your youngest go off to a foreign land for 4 months, to where you can't protect her, you can't defend her, you can't go pick her up if she falls and hurts herself. You can't do anything that you would normally do, having them live under your roof or, down the street. So I had a lot of monkey chatter, as I would like to call it. lot of stuff going on in my head that was uncontrollable. I will say, not trying to brag or anything, but I was a heavy advocate for cannabis. I smoked a lot of cannabis for the last 32 years of my life. I used it to relax, to sleep, to be creative, to go out with my friends, whatever. I just used it. But because of the monkey chatter, anytime that I would partake in the cannabis, it made it worse. And the monkey chatter got louder. And I realized that I needed to stop. So as of January 7th, 2025, the day that my daughter left to go to Greece, that was the last time I had partaken in any kind of cannabis ingestion. Been sober now, off of it. Since then, I feel great. The monkey chatter subsided greatly. But again, back into the celebration of life for my friend, when I realized it could have been any one of us, I decided that now's the time I have to do this. I have to do something to help. I have to do something to save at least one, if not more.
One at a time, one at a time.
One at a time, exactly.
Yeah.
I have a very good friend of mine who has become even closer to me over the past couple of years. He happened to come in to get tattooed a couple days later. And I'm happy to say, and I hope he is listening. I'm not sure if he is or not, but I'm happy to say that my friend is a suicidal failure.
Yeah.
And he tried a few times. He begged everybody in the world to take it from him. He didn't want to live, and he was an addict, and he's been in recovery now for a great deal of time. And I'm blessed to have him as a brother. I'm blessed to have him as a friend, and I've been blessed to have him as my right hand through this journey that I'm now partaking in with the men's mental health journey. You know, so I spoke to him while I was tattooing him, and I explained to him where I was at, and I expressed to him where I was at and how I wanted to do this. And because he's an advocate of NA and AA, and you know, he's a sponsor, and you know, he's talked to me about this in great depth prior to this, so I knew he would be the one that I could trust, pointing me in the right directions on how to partake in this. When I brought it up to him, he was 110% behind the idea. And he told me he'd ride it till the wheels fell off with me. So that night I came home after tattooing him for a couple hours, and I made a post on social media saying that, you know, basically I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I have no education behind this, but I do know one thing. I know how to listen. And I know it takes 8 minutes to listen to somebody, anybody, men, women, and child alike. I wanted to offer my services of being able to listen and be somebody to talk to, and to have men of all ages. We've had a wide variety of age from 14 through 62 come to the meetings that we've been hosting. We've discussed all and anything you can imagine. We have military guys that come in. We have corrections officers that come in. We have firefighters that come in. We have just regular guys. We have welding fabricators that come in, tattooers, you know, you name it. We've had guys come through the doors, and some guys come to just add support, you know, and just be there because they're a friend of mine, and they're willing to offer their friendship to other men who are in need. And, you know, we've offered phone numbers, we trade numbers, and any guy that needs anything, please call us. We're always available. We make time. You know, it's sadly, I think, a social stigmatism that's been driven into us through social media, that it's not okay to be emotional, that it's not okay to show
Weakness.
that we're hurt, you know, and it's put this stigmatism on men and women, sadly, to be tough and to not show emotion or fear, or that you're sad, or that you're hurting, or you're confused, or, you know, you're dealing with some sort of trauma, whether it be generational, or whether it be from the military, or, you know, a bad divorce or a breakup, loss of a loved one, a husband, a wife, a child. You know, whatever trauma your body is suffering through, you know, society has put this stigmatism down on us to not show it, and to just be tough and, you know, lick your wounds and keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of burying friends and family for non-natural causes or accidents, like God forbid, knock on wood, a car accident or a slip and fall accident downstairs or something like that. But I'm tired of doing it because of overdoses or because of suicide, which, it's preventable. It's 110% preventable. So like I said, I made the post, I opened my doors. We've been hosting men's mental health meetings every 2 weeks. We've had as minimal as 11 guys, and we've had as many as 23. I've had many people from our neighborhoods, our local community. They offer baked goods. They offer waters and sodas and chips and, snacks for us to have during our meetings. They've ranged from anywhere from 2.5 hours to 3.5 hours. And we discuss everything and anything in between, divorce, breakups, jobs, anything that's been affecting us through our lives, trust issues, jobs, people backstabbing you at your house, people backstabbing you as a friend, people trying to take your girl from you, people trying to take money from you, people just walking all over you. And we talk about it. And the greatest thing that I found through this is we're all able to relate because we've all dealt with something similar, So now, obviously, all of our advice is not one size fits all, but any one of us here in the board that we're talking now, we've all experienced something similar at least once.
Yeah.
And you could offer up your advice as to what you did to help you get through it. And I could offer what's helped me get through it. And now you could do your own math and take whatever equation from everybody's opinions and options and, thoughts and, attempts to try something. And now you could conglomerate it into your own little device and use it, and man, I've been blessed because it's been very good. It's helped me dramatically. I have learned so much about myself and about, things to look forward to and move forward with. Just, like I've been single now after being divorced for just about 10 years. And like a couple of the guys who've been dealing with it as well, they've offered different types of advice. It blows my mind. It blows my mind because I'm like, man, like for instance, one of the things that sticks with me the most pertaining to relationship stuff, I was always an advocate and a fan of treating people, especially my spouse, the way I would want to be treated, right? And I kind of take that into my daily 9 to 5 as well. Like I want to treat people the way I want to be treated. I'm going to greet you with a smile, a handshake, a hug, a high five, hello, goodbye. I'm going to treat you with good manners. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. But in an intimate setting, it's not a one size fits all. And one of the men that came into the group, he exposed that to me. He's like, for years I've been treating everybody the way I want to be treated, but my wife, she's not a guy that I'm broing down with and going to the bars with or going out into the woods and driving a truck with. It's my wife, it's my girlfriend, whatever. What's good for her is what's good for her. It's not what's good for me, and that was something that I always did in my marriage. And after hearing this man at our meeting, who's a very good friend of mine too, by chance, after hearing him say this, I realized that all of the stuff that I was looking for from my ex-wife, by me treating her the way I wanted to be treated, was not what she needed or what she wanted. And the way she would treat me in return, by doing these little things like making me cupcakes or, stopping into work for a surprise visit. That wasn't necessarily what I wanted, but that was the things that would make her happy. And I would take those things for granted. But now knowing like what I've learned recently, that when I move forward and I get involved with somebody new, I'll be able to take that into consideration, and it's going to make me a better version for myself as well as for my next partner, in this journey we call life together. So it's been an excellent journey for all of us. And, guys have made milestones coming through, and they come back and, 1 week we'll talk about crazy stuff, like bad stuff, like bad stuff. 2 weeks later, we'll come back and we'll talk about good things that happened over the last 2 weeks. and so we'll bounce it back and forth. We'll go from trauma one meeting to like, let's talk about good stuff. Like what's happened for you that's been good over the last 2 weeks? What have you done that's helped you? What have you done that's, improved your life? Like anything good that's happened. Did you win the lottery? Did you have just an excellent steak that you just, chef's kiss, like was the best thing you've eaten in months? Let's talk about it. Where could we all go get this steak, And then if we talk about bad stuff, well, what can we do to prevent that? And a lot of the guys, because we have such vast experiences in life, all different walks of life, we're able to offer our opinions and our advice creatively for one another to expand and grow with, And again, like I said, we have every walk of life come through, but it's been very consistent, which I'm blessed with. We get new faces and we have old faces, and everybody gets to commingle. The local firehouse here in town, one of the gentlemen that comes to the meeting is a local firefighter, and they offered the firehouse to us for when we reach our limits here because we've been hosting most of the meetings at my tattoo shop. It's not big. We have a 900 square foot shop, but I have enough seating for about 24 men. And one night we got close to that with the 23, so we went to the firehouse for 2 meetings, and then we're recently been back to the shop because we haven't needed the size of the firehouse, but they've offered the red carpet out to us. We have a local EMS building here in town that's offered up. They have a big facility as well with a big banquet room, that you could rent out for a wedding or, a party, but they've offered it to us as well. And they have tables and chairs and everything. So the acceptance, the outreach has been incredible. The local town has just exploded for it. And I'm blessed because it's something that is not only helping me, but I'm able to help others back.
Yes.
And the one of the best thing is too, a couple of the guys who come to the meetings, I'm not going to drop names just because we keep it private, but they're friends of mine through the RC trucks. So getting together and doing an RC truck event, or just at least a get together and have the other guys get involved with the RC trucks just to see, like, hey, this is an option. It's an event. It's an outlet. Let's go for a walk in the woods. Let's go to the park. Let's go to this trail. Let's go to this. Come to my backyard. Let's hang out. We'll do some grilling. We'll make some hamburgers, some hot dogs, whatever. Get some chicken wings. Because when I host the Fall Leafer Classics here, we have a local bar in town here that one of my very best friends, used to own. And I get it catered with wings and pierogies and pot stickers, like the little dumplings, but the wings, perfect. So like, let's get together here and hang out, and we'll put up a campfire and we'll hang out and we'll mini truck through my backyard for a couple hours. So like it's an option for everybody. Like, as you all know, what it does for us, when we're out on the trail, you forget about life. You forget about all the struggles and the bullshit and bills and what do I got to do tomorrow and all this other crap. So for that time that you're behind the controller, you have that zen, that freedom, the clarity, and you're just worried about that obstacle in front of your truck.
That's it. Where the wheels are going
in front of you.
Where the wheels are going. That's it. Focus on where the wheels are going. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, it's been great, and we actually just started hosting women's meetings too.
Awesome.
I was getting hit up a lot, like, because I would come home and make posts like, another great meeting tonight, guys. Thank you, for the trust, continued support. Thank you to the community for the fresh baked cookies or cupcakes or the drinks that people drop off. Like, I have enough water for a while. Like, we have quite a few cases of water that have been dropped off, and boxes of chips like Fritos and Doritos and stuff like that. But then I would get hit up a lot by women. Like, when are you going to start doing something for women? And my answer to them always was like, listen, I don't know the first thing about women, hence the reason why I'm still single, but like, I would love for anybody to step up and take the reins, and I'm very fortunate. I have 3 women. One of my youngest daughter's best friends and her mom are 2 of the women who've been conducting the Women's Health meeting, and a tattooer friend of mine who's come through and done guest spots at my shop. The three of them have teamed up and they've taken the reins, and they've been hosting women's meetings at my shop, and it's been great. They've been doing very well for themselves, and actually they're there now. Prior to coming home and getting online with you guys, I was opening up the shop for them so they could be in there for tonight's meeting. It hasn't taken off quite as well as the men's mental health meeting has, but there's still women making an effort, and they're still bettering themselves by doing this. And I'm thankful. I'm happy for them, because I know how well it's gone for us, and how well it's gone for me. And when I have people in the chair, a lot of customers call it ink therapy. When they come in to have that 2, 3, 4 hours of abuse from me, and on top of it, I get paid. But it's ink therapy, and I get to talk to them, and I don't sugarcoat anything. And I'm sure every one of you who've been in contact with me can attest to that. I don't sugarcoat it, because I keep it real, and I want you to do the same with me in return. So if I sound like I'm an idiot while I'm tattooing, you tell me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Let's talk about it. Let's keep going. Let's make everybody better for tomorrow. I want everybody here tomorrow. I want a hug, and I want a high five, and I want to constantly see people smiling, and let's make it that way, and let's stop falling into this stigma of crap, for lack of a better description of it, and having to be hard and not emotional, and not care, I love being able to be a vessel for people to heal, being a vessel for helping people heal. Cause it's something that I get to do through tattoos. I've helped people, who've lost a loved one. I've put ashes in pigment for people, and they get to carry that with them now every day. I've lost friends. I belong to a brotherhood, and one of my very dearest friends had passed away a couple of years back. And I have his ashes mixed into tattoos on me, and I have ashes of my dogs mixed in with me. And that's helped me heal. That's helped me heal from the trials and the struggles of losing them. And I know that works for me. So if I get to pass that off to somebody else, awesome. And if, God forbid, somebody lost a parent and they want a portrait of them, or they lost a child and want to get a portrait of them, that's something I'm available to do for them. And when they get up and they look in the mirror and they see their loved one looking back at them, even their pets, I've done portraits of dogs, cats, horses that people have lost, rabbits. People get up and look at it and they see it, and they're like, man, that's whoever it is that, I did for them.
A lot of people,
and it's warming for me, because I know that's helping them. And every day that they look down at whatever body part it was that I put it on, they carry that with them, and it's a badge of honor, and they earned it. And they sat through the time and the struggles of getting it done, and the pain that they went through before they got it done. The pain during the tattoo, it's secondary. It's nothing, because of how bad they hurt prior to that. So when the therapy session's over, and they're tired and they're worn out and they're hungry and they're sore, they feel much better, because they're now carrying that loved one with them. And I've done it for guys in the military. One of my very, very, very best friends, Jesse, I've been tattooing him. He had a fake ID. The first time I tattooed him, my man was underage. He had his older brother's ID, but with his picture. He went into the Army. He did, I think, 6 or 7 tours through Iraq. I did a full military back piece dedicated to his time. A couple Black Hawk helicopters, one of the city skyline of where he was stationed most of his time, with 5 of his brothers that he had lost, and a field cross. And I'm about 90% done with his entire bodysuit. But through the time that I've been tattooing Jesse, he's also taken on doing Team Fight for Flight, to where he takes veterans up and he teaches them how to skydive. That's what he found for salvation, because he was in airborne. So he jumps out of a plane for his mental stability, and I think that's crazy.
I love it.
But that's what he does now. So when he takes vets up to jump out of the planes with them, as part of their package, I tattoo them at the end of it, to commemorate the entire package,
Sweet, love it.
So it's like, Jesse takes them out, gives them this crazy adrenaline dump and the adrenaline rush, and then they come to me, and I usually do something for them, pertaining to whether it was a military badge, or just the last guy just got an American flag done. Whatever it is that they want, I do for them. But Jesse's been taking that on now for a couple of years, and but like I said, I've helped him through his military time, dealing with getting out, and had PTSD. He had a Humvee blown up and flipped over on top of him while he was in a gun turret. So like I'm able to help people heal. And this journey that I'm now on, I'm continuing with my vessel of healing, by helping, these people, these men, these women now as well, find their salvation, find their rock, and be able to stay clung to it and stay steady. So, I get emotional a lot when I get to talk about it, because it is a blessing for me. And I've been bettering myself through this journey, and it's bettering my community. It's bettering the people around me. It's bettering my friends. It's bettering my family, because it's making all of us a lot more stable, a lot more sane, a lot more loving, a lot more affectionate. Recently I took part in a class. Another brother of mine from my brotherhood, him and his wife, they practice breath work and guided meditation. And my brother Mark is a Reiki master. His wife Melissa handles all of the breath work and the meditation. And I recently went and partook in one of their classes, Drive by Cat. For helping people deal with trauma through meditation and breath work. And what an experience that was. It was intense. It was emotional. My biggest thing that I deal with is generational trauma. And it's something that I recently figured out through these mental health meetings that we've been partaking in, and plus just dealing with my own stuff. So now I recognize it. I'm bettering myself for it, and my kids are now going to prosper from it. I'm sober, which is something that I don't know if I'm ashamed or proud of. I guess it's probably both, because my kids, my oldest, like I said, is 32, and she's never known me sober. My son, he's the only one who's experienced me sober recently, because he still is close to home here. My youngest has been away since January 7th, so she's never known me sober her entire life. And that kind of sucks, when I say it out loud, and it hurts to say it, but knowing that when she comes home in a couple of weeks, she's going to get to experience it. And she's going to see a different version of her dad.
Awesome.
Sorry, I'm getting a little choked up, but
that's cool, brother.
My older kids, they're biologically not mine, but I've been raising them since they're 5 and 7. They're 32 and 30 now. They've never known me sober, but they've known me as a constant part of their life, which is something their biological father can't say. But now they're going to have a better version, which is going to better them for their future as well. And in turn, it's making me better, So this whole journey that we're on, called life, it's been rough, and I know you guys can all relate, whether it be just from the military or just your normal life, your 9 to 5, just waking up and doing your thing. But I'm stoked that we're all here together, and we're available to do this for one another. Amen. And I'm stoked, and I'm blessed to be a part of your guys' group, because it's like, you all understand where I'm at. And you're doing it for yourselves. You're doing it for your brothers and sisters. And you've been doing it for years, and you guys have been very successful at it. And I'm very blessed to see it. I'm blessed to experience it. I'm blessed to be here again. It's amazing what we're capable of doing when we put our minds to it, and for the bettering of all of us, So hats off to you guys, because you've been ahead of the curve,
Much love, Desmond, bro. Much love, brother. What you're doing is actually what we've been doing for I don't know how many years now exactly. We are a support system. for our brothers and sisters and our first responder. It's a support system. Understanding, the situation, understanding the red flags. That's why we always bring up, knowledge is very powerful.
It's key.
That's why we are becoming more part, the organization O11C becoming more part of mental health classes to better ourselves, right?
Of
To
course.
understand and feel all that stuff. And exactly what you just mentioned all this time is what we have been doing. That's why we're trying to explain people that that's who we are. We're not an RC organization. We're veteran. That's
Right.
what we do.
Yeah.
Exactly what you just mentioned. That's what we do, not just for the veterans, their families as well, right? Some of everything that we go through daily when we come back from downrange and whatnot, the wife and the family goes through that with us.
100%.
So then talking to each other, all the family members talking within each other, right? Understanding that their husbands are kind of like going through the same thing and they can understand and knowing the knowledge. That's what I always say to the family. Getting involved is so important. Understanding why. What's going on with my husband? This is what happened to my wife.
Yep.
It's a different Javier before and after, right?
Oh yeah.
And then what's going on? She was lost. She couldn't understand it. And then it was hard for her. Many tears. She was scared. One time I don't know, you mentioned it. One time she was so scared. She drove. Kayla is she like drive. My wife, she drive locally. If she drives far, she will get lost. This lady's so scared. She drove from Texas to Florida.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then understanding all that stuff, knowledge, the family, having a support system is so important.
It's huge.
And I see a lot of people don't want to hear about the mental health, bro, but you don't know when you're gonna have to go through it. Family member, God forbid, somebody learn about it. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why every event that we go, I always tell civilians or anybody, come and talk to the veterans. Talk to them, listen to them. A lot of our guys, especially in Action Fest Badlands, they love after the event afterwards. We go to their house there locally and the campground, and people want to listen to the guys' stories. They want to listen, all that stuff. They want to put an ear, what you just say.
Right.
An ear, just pay attention.
Yeah.
Us, when we have somebody in front of us that doesn't really says they want to listen, but they don't really want to listen, we see through the bull crap.
Of course.
They're there for a paycheck.
You gotta be sincere. You gotta be sincere because we can see all that stuff. So that's why our guys here, you don't have to, we got veterans, we got civilians, we got first responder, we got our organization. It's so important for those representatives to interacting with those veterans and family member exactly for the same reason you just explained, brother.
Oh yeah.
We wish that people understand. That's why I cannot stress it on mention it. That is what O11C all about. What you see here, this show, this is just to stay connected with you all.
Yeah,
that's all
absolutely. Yeah.
When take veterans out to the event, that's just to stay connected. The trip before and after the event, we do those veterans family members. That's the most important part of it. Everything is important. Don't get me wrong. The how people open their doors to us, the events that we go, how they make us feel comfortable. But being around those veterans, those vets, and the family, interacting with civilians and whatnot, so they can learn how to deal with their veterans, and vice versa, right? It's so important. It's so important, the support system that I cannot stress it enough. I cannot stress. I would love that families, friends get involved and learn, man.
Yeah, and that's what brought me to this point, because not enough people have.
No.
Not enough people have gotten involved with it, and it's frustrating. It's really frustrating that not enough people give a shit enough to just, take 8 minutes to listen to somebody.
That's it.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You for years you listened to us in a chair. That was your job.
Yeah.
But now you saw a void. You slowed down enough to say, "Hey, wait a minute, I can make a difference." You said you worked clean 32 years. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now your life begins.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're doing something because you're focusing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your kids, when they come back, they're gonna say, "What the heck? Who is this guy?"
That's
My cat knows who I am.
Congratulations. But you took the time to slow down and listen. I mean, I remember the first time I met you was Hobbytown, Tom's River, standing in the line.
Oh yeah,
Eye to eye contact, the respect, the humbleness.
yeah.
You're in the right position to do this, and that's your life is
Yeah,
changing. Congrats,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I try to do that for everybody.
Yeah.
I
Love it.
try to spend time with everybody and talk to everybody because we need it.
Yeah,
I call our group the underwires.
yeah,
Jesse, I know you know the importance of a good underwire, right? You need that support. So I call our groups the underwires, and we need that support, and it's I can't stress you guys as well. None of us can stress it enough how important it is,
yeah, yeah.
and to be a part of it now. I know that this is the path that I'm intended to be on, and it's going to be the
Amen.
path that I stay on.
Amen. And amen to that, bro. It's so fulfilling when you see the faces. Their guy, Matt and Jess and all boys here, they've seen it when our guys come in, how they open up
Mhm.
and the struggle. I had guys that came in, severe PTSD, man, combat trauma, all that stuff, and they are a totally different person. We still struggle. I still struggle. That is why we created O11C, because I was going to be another statistic. How many friends I lost to suicide after we came back? You know,
Yeah,
that's why for me, I take this serious, and I
yeah,
want everybody and anybody to be a member of O11C, take it serious because it's serious. Losing people daily, not just civilian, veterans,
yeah.
20,
No,
20, an estimated 22. Come on now. The more support system that we have, the better we can get that number down.
yeah,
One veteran at a time, one person at a time.
yeah.
It's
Amen.
just incredible. Matt knows we talk, my phone doesn't stop this.
Yeah,
Doesn't stop. And then all that stuff and they always checking, hey Javier, you gotta check yourself. Check yourself because you start bringing all this stuff in that we need to get our so stuff. It's not easy, but we
yeah,
love to do this test. We love to do it, and this is what we're here for.
yeah,
That for. Real quick, I say one of our veterans, say Casey Vincent, one of our newest inductee from last year, said we lost our daughter in 2020. I wanted a portrait piece for a while now. So that he's stationed in well, he's out now. He's in Fort Benning, Georgia, there. So we got to get you to death,
yeah,
Casey. We got to get you to death.
yeah. Come on
Down in
up.
New
Jersey.
Jersey, it's worth it. Check his work out.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on up.
yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. That's it's so important, man. I cannot stress it enough.
Yeah,
I'm very grateful that you're doing this, brother.
thank you.
It's something that the more people, like I mentioned earlier, the more people that do this, the better we're gonna be ourselves.
Agreed.
I would do on our post, start doing it more, stronger together. I
Hmm.
don't
Yeah.
care where you come from. I don't care what shade, we are like in the military, we all green, army green, who
Right,
military
exactly.
green, right?
Yeah,
That's what we're here for. That's why
yeah.
we
Team
have to
human
be.
race.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
We got to take care of each other, man. How
yeah.
hard is that,
Nobody
man?
else is gonna.
No, no,
We
that's
have to
it.
do it for ourselves.
We have to do it for ourselves. So I my hats off to you. That's anything that we can collaborate, help you guys out. All that stuff, we're here
Same,
for you, my brother. So
same.
it's very important. It's very important. Rock Fires RC, another veteran and RC organization. Welcome in, my brother. Probably that's Captain Steve. Welcome, brother. Oh, what else? What else, guys? We have 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes hanging out here with us. Oh my goodness. People in the chat, thank you so much. Top speed RC Mitchell. Welcome in, brother. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's very important. Uh so go ahead, brother. Oh my God. Prayers, Dennis. Prayers. Go ahead, Dennis. Do your thing, brother.
I think I
Um,
would say something you said, Des, that stuck to me, and Javi and me have talked about it several times. You saw at the celebration of life where you need to step in, but how much it's helped you.
Yeah,
yeah.
And that's there. You're doing with your heart when
Mm,
you step in to help people. Like I've always told Javi, when I saw this video of this organization at UST, what, 5 years ago, Javi, when Gabe was brought in, I was like, how can I help?
Yeah.
And it's been through stuff in my past, addiction. I've told him many times, I came here to help, and you guys have helped me so much because you're trying to do positivity, you're trying to help them, and next thing you know, like, wow, it's been a great time. It's been a great adventure, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
but with
yeah,
you do with your heart, how you always do everything,
yeah,
it changes you.
yeah, and it has. It's progressively
Yeah.
progressively keeps changing me, and I love, the transformation and being able to experience it and witness it firsthand now, especially because of the new clarity that I found, not being in the clouds.
Yeah.
Just it's like now everything is brand new to me, tasting food, tasting anything, just breathing, doing exercise, like everything is new to me because it's sober, so like that whole thing is just incredible. Like I remember the first hug I gave somebody after being sober, like just everything felt so much better,
Connection.
and it's like just being able to be on that journey and progressively heal and get better and grow. It's like the phoenix rising from the ash, right? That's something I'm sure we could all relate with and have seen and heard the story behind it. Partaking in that transformation, the metamorphosis, if you will, it's a great blessing, and I'm taking it very seriously. I'm holding it very near and dear to me. And I spread the word as much as I can. Like when I get to visit with my friends, like this past weekend, I was at a tattoo convention in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And while there, a lot of my friends who haven't seen me maybe since last year at this same convention, they see me on social media doing this, and they all have questions. So I sit with them and I explain to them what's going on, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's making them think like, maybe this is something I could do in my community too. One of my wheeling buddies, he started doing it out in the West Coast in Washington State. They've been averaging anywhere from like 5 to 10 guys a meeting, but that's 5 to 10 guys a meeting that didn't have that.
Yeah, even if it's one, I mean, that's what we've always said.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
exactly it. If you got one, you did your job.
That's
right. You did what you intended to do.
That one will bring his buddy, and that guy, it just keeps growing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's, that's the blessing. That's the blessing right there. Knowing that you were part of something that great, that monumental, that epic. Like Jesus, like you carry that as a badge. That's a badge of honor for anybody to walk with.
Yeah, you do, especially when the family comes and talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah,
all this stuff.
That was one thing that hit pretty heavy. Like when I first made the post on Facebook, I had one of the men that's been coming to the meeting regularly. His mom hit me up the day after, and God, I'm probably going to get emotional again, but when she messaged me, she had written out this beautiful, beautiful message to me, telling me that I was a godsend because she's been praying for this for over a year now for her son. And he wouldn't go to a therapist. He wouldn't go to a psychologist. He wouldn't go to a paid ear because he's too proud. He had too much pride and it was affecting him, and he wouldn't let it go, and she knew that he would come to me. She knew that he would. And as I'm reading this message, I was in a parking lot, local restaurant here that my daughter actually used to work at. And there was a community music show that one of the workers at the restaurant was getting ready to host, that I'd agreed to sponsor it. And I went there to give money to sponsor this event. And as I'm reading this message in my car, I'm very thankful that my windows are heavily tinted, because I wept after reading this woman's message to me, because I've never been called a godsend before. I've never had that. I've never experienced that. And I was a weak clean at that moment. I was a weak 110% nothing in me. And to be able to read that and experience that, and her son has been with me at every meeting.
Amen. Awesome.
And like to have that and to carry that and to walk with that daily, knowing. And I saved the message, I screenshot it, and I kept it. And it's kind of like an affirmation card for me.
Wow.
I go back and I read it when I'm down, you know, like if I'm a little mopey, if I'm maybe things didn't go the way I wanted, I didn't have the right whatever that day for me. I read it and it brings me back to center and it reminds me, stay focused, stay on your path, stay righteous.
Yeah.
You know, and I intend to. That's my purpose, you know.
Amen.
So it was, like I said, the outreach from the community has been incredible here in my hometown.
Awesome.
We're a very small knit group. It's a very small community, but it's been great. And you know, the neighbors, all of our neighbors here in town recognize it and they see what's going on. And I've had random people come up to me and thank me. You know, you're helping a friend of mine. They don't say who, but they just say thank you and they keep moving, you know. So that's huge too, you know, being able to partake in that and knowing that I'm helping somebody, you know. So, and I know you guys experience it as well with what you're all doing as well, you know, like I know you guys got your groups and, you know.
It's basically the same thing that you doing, just utilizing a tiny truck. That's all it is. The tiny truck is just a tool for what we do.
It's a vessel.
It is a vessel. It's just exactly what you're doing, brother. So I love it. You got our support 100%. Anything that we can, you know.
Yeah, likewise. Same with you.
Hopefully,
anything I could ever offer any of you guys, I'm on it. I got you.
Much love, brother.
Know, anytime, anywhere, any place, anything, whatever it is you guys need it, give me a holler and I'll get it.
Will do, brother. Will do. So, it's guys, we're past our time, and we're always grateful to talk to Des. We
Thank
need
you
to
for the
make
opportunity.
this. No, once a year. I got Nathan is there in the chat. He said, Nathan, it came in the chat that you guys are full of heart. You are all amazing people doing great things. Never stop. You will have a bump in the road, but you can overcome all. Amen to that, bro. Definitely,
Amen.
definitely. Nate, we gotta bring Desmond once a year. We gotta bring Des here, hang out with us, updating us and all the stuff that he's doing, brother.
I'd be honored. I'd be honored.
Des, anything else that you want to mention? Let the people know before we start saying our goodbyes, brother.
I just want to reiterate: it takes 8 minutes.
Yep,
that's it. If you think anybody needs it, give them the 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Ask them what's up. Don't let them tell you nothing. Everything's fine. If somebody pops up into your head and you think, send them a text.
Oh my goodness.
You
don't know how. Yeah.
Don't not do that. Like if somebody pops into your head for whatever reason, there's a reason for it. Don't neglect it. Send your friend, send your loved one a text. How you doing? What's up? Or call them. Give them the 8 minutes. It's free. It doesn't cost anything.
That's it.
It takes 8 minutes, and you'd be surprised what kind of miracles will come out of that 8 minutes.
Amen.
Don't neglect it. If you think of somebody, call them.
Bro, you don't know how many times that happens to me. So, oh my goodness. Yes, and yes, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Well said, brother. Well said.
That's it. That's all I got, man. Other than that, hats off to all you veterans. I love every one of you. Come to me. I will take care of you, whatever you need. It's on me.
I'm very excited. I'm gonna see you in July, bro.
Man, I can't wait. I'm gonna hug you right off your feet.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
Des, when was the last
Be ready.
When was the last time you did a tattoo on the trail?
Man, well, honestly, so truth be told, Matt,
last year I know you were traveling doing different stuff.
Yeah, but I was tattooing in the woods.
Yeah.
I have an 8-hour power supply unit that enables me to tattoo. You know, so I could easily tattoo you on trail. Any one of you.
Don't put me there. This guy gonna get me in trouble, Taylor.
Yeah, I'll bring my gear to Blue Rocks. I'll call every one of you out. I got you.
You got a pineapple she wants covered up.
Oh, pineapple. You're one of those?
No, it's not that way.
It's coming out now. Oh, I heard about those.
No, it's right side up.
Okay, all right.
That's
Fair enough,
that's
but I can cover it.
Somebody told me that I need to wear like a bubble wrap shirt, when I see Desmond, something like that, right?
No, you need body armor. This
But
It's a hug.
why he does so good with this thing he's starting. When he
Y-
grabs you, you'll
you
never
know,
have been hugged like another man. I
but
literally,
but
I remember Blue Rocks 2 years ago. Kilburn came to me and said, "I think he bruised a rib."
Yeah.
My man hugs you. He's
Oh
making
yeah.
sure you feel it.
Oh yeah.
talking about hugs that you mentioned earlier when we started the Desmond, there was a lady, man. She passed away a few years ago. I need to find her name again. She was very famous back in Fort Hood. Every time she was at the airport, every deployment, that lady sat on the door as we were going out to get in the C-130 on the plane,
Hmm.
hugging every soldier, man.
Yeah.
Every soldier coming in and coming back. I
Yep.
will never forget that hug that she gave me because it was like, when you get somebody with love that you care,
Oh yeah. They're
that lady.
killers.
Oh my God, that
Yep.
lady, and she was very famous. That was her job. Like when every deployment, you see the guys going through that door. She was there, man.
Yeah.
It was.
I'll give you a good one when I see it. I promise. I'm gonna bring a whole bag
Be
of them for
ready.
you.
It's like a
Oh,
constrictor. Don't breathe in when he squeezes
Don't-
because you won't get another breath.
20
oh my
seconds
God.
though. That's it.
Oh,
20
no.
seconds.
8
After
seconds,
that,
he
you're
said.
good. After that,
Hey,
you're good.
Josh. So let's start saying our goodbyes here real quick. Go ahead, Josh. I know our guys from Ohio like to do comps. We gotta get our guys from Ohio down to Desmond when he do his comps, man.
That'd be
Where are you
fun,
guys
man.
at in Ohio, real quick?
I'm in Circleville.
Okay.
Joe is out in Zanesville, and Dennis is up near Cleveland.
Okay. Right on. I got brothers that tattoo all over Ohio, so I'll definitely be out there.
I go to Jeff Stell.
Okay.
He's from New York.
Yeah. I know Jess
Yeah.
is. Awesome.
So, but thanks everyone in the chat for coming in. Des, awesome story. Great stuff you're doing out there, man.
Cheers.
Don't forget the Helimon raffle is pinned at the top.
Yes, yes.
$5 a spot. Put Helimon in the notes.
Yes. Yes. Well said, brother. We are doing good. Hopefully, we're trying to close that raffle next Monday, the 21st. So the way that it's moving, it looks like we're going to be able to close it. You may have to do the wheeling, Josh. I don't know that our Dirt Ninja reach out to you
Uh-oh.
yet. He's gonna,
No,
yeah, he's gonna be in Saint Martin,
Okay.
with a pina colada. And he say, I'm gonna try to. He don't know how the internet is gonna be, but he's gonna try to join it. If not, he's gonna say, I'm gonna reach out to Josh and send him all the stuff so he could do the wheel.
All right.
Much love, Josh, brother. Go ahead, Matt.
Thanks to everybody in chat. Been a little bit since I've been on. Work's crazy, but Des, thanks to you. I mean, like I said before, it's taking the time, slowing down, realizing people need.
Yeah.
If it's a hug, whatever, or the 8 seconds, or it
Yeah.
becomes a brother. Like you
Yeah.
said, a lot of these people.
Yeah.
If we take that time to slow down, you never know. So we always say, stay positive. One positive word can change a life. You don't know where people are in their mind today. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Friends, your local community. Yeah, I mean your Instagram stuff, I follow it. Sumi
Yeah.
Millionaire Dog. Yeah, I mean you share all the adventures of your life, your open book.
Yeah. Amen.
That's I've always said it. I share a lot of stuff because there's people who can't get out and do some of the stuff we do.
Mhm.
They're
Yes.
literally living through your adventures you're sharing.
Yeah.
So thanks for always being positive with that.
Yeah. My pleasure.
For your
Literally, my pleasure.
sobriety, I challenge you. Ready? 12-hour in July with me.
Oh,
Do
snap.
your team. That's your sobriety. Let's do it.
I'm in.
Clear-headed. We got
I'm
it.
in.
Get your team.
I'm in.
We will have a team. All right.
Okay.
I don't know if Kilburn's still watching. He's gonna be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll bust the old heads out and knock it.
All right. I'm in.
All
Let's
right.
do it. I accept your
Good.
challenge.
Awesome. Looking
Yeah.
forward to
Deal.
that.
I'm in.
Okay. Awesome.
Getting off the mountain.
Go ahead, Jess. Go ahead, Jess. He said she's
Why do I have to
getting off
follow
the
that?
mountain.
Thanks everyone for hanging out with us tonight. I know it's been a while, like Matt said, since I've been on, but couldn't miss
Work.
Des. I mean, Yeah, work. We're not going to talk about work.
It's behind. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Postal Service is not doing well right now.
Sure.
But thank you to Des for hanging out with us tonight. It's always
My
a good
pleasure.
time.
My pleasure.
I look forward to definitely seeing you at Blue Rocks and getting my big bear hug.
Yep.
And I will be making my way to New Jersey.
I dare you.
Oh snap!
I'll be there.
I double dog dare you.
It's gonna happen this year.
Good.
I need some
Ready.
ink therapy really bad.
Yeah, I'm ready. I got you covered. And the pineapple.
good.
I'll cover that too.
I've got other things to cover first. We'll worry about that one later.
Awesome.
But I hope everyone has a great week.
Yeah, amen.
Thank you, Jess. Desmond, go ahead, brother. Say goodbye to everybody, brother.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for sticking around and listening to me talk nonsense all night. And I hope you all learned something from me. And I hope you carry it over and pay it forward to the ones that you care about and people in your community. And thank Yvette, love Yvette, hug Yvette, and love yourselves. More importantly, take care of yourselves. And 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
Cool.
That's all it takes.
Amen.
Thank you again for having me back. It's been an honor and a pleasure and a privilege. And I look forward to the once a year thing. It'd be great. And I can't wait to see you and finally meet you at Blue Rocks.
Yes. Can't wait. 8 minutes to listen, not 8 minute hug. Okay?
No, 20-second hug, 8 minute listen.
I was saying, you can't hold your breath that long, Javi.
Guys, stay here. That's so we can say goodbyes properly after the show.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for the immense support. We cannot thank you guys enough. Let me check. I know Nathan is on the chat. Prayers, Nathan. He's been dealing with some stuff there. Family. Let me see who we got next Monday. Well, next Monday, actual Easter Monday is a multiple Monday. Yeah. So we're gonna be hanging out with our veterans or whatnot, see what is on the table. Guys, thank you so much for the support. We cannot stress it enough. And thank you for listening to us. You know, hopefully you can follow some of the stuff that we do here in each community. We are very grateful for that. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Later, guys.
Awesome, guys.